No way in the world anyone should go out and spend $10,000 on this car, on top of the price of the car, and you're still no faster. YouTube, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel, man. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tapping into the video. If you are new to the channel, do me a huge favor. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe. We do a lot of car content on this channel, and you're in the right place for car content, man. So we do car meets, car shows, we do car talk, car news. It's car related. That's what we're gonna do over here, right? As you can see, I'm outside. I'm at the undisclosed location. Turn around all by myself. Well, I'm not by myself. Got some geese up there. If you want this location, I need $1 million cash up front. I'm not telling anybody where I'm at. So I was by myself, now I'm not by myself, but whatever. So let's go ahead and get into the topic of today's video, man. You see the title and you see the thumbnail. So yes, it is cold out here. I'm trying to get this video done pretty fast because yesterday was spring, today is not spring, and it is freezing cold out here. But like I said, you see the title and you see the thumbnail. So this is what we got going on. So we all are aware that we have performance stages for the Hellcat engine. We have performance stages, direct connect performance stages for the 6.4 liter engines as well. But Dodge has not yet announced anything for the 5.7 liter engines, or they haven't announced any plans to do so. But I wanted to visit that for you guys right now. I want to talk about what they could do with the 5.7s to help increase power. Now, direct connect performance stages, first off, I have mentioned in my previous videos that the performance stages is not something new. This is not something new to Dodge. They have given cars performance stages before that you can keep your factory warranty. They did it specifically for the 5.7s back in 2014. So I'm gonna talk through those stage kits, let you know what they did, how the cost went, and let's talk about, is this something feasible for them to do in the future? And this may be the reason why they have not done it. Back in 2014, like I said, Dodge had the performance stages for the 5.7s and only the 5.7s at that time. So let's talk through the stages real quick. So the stage one, now these stages were called these Scat Pack stages. So the stage one performance kit, it gave you additional 18 horsepower and 18 foot-pounds of torque. And this is what you got in that kit. You got the MOPAR cold air intake, MOPAR catback exhaust system, stage one performance PCM, MOPAR low restriction oil filter, and 2 Scat Pack stage one badges. Now I want to talk on the badges really quick. Now, if you do see like a 2014 Challenger or Charger possibly, and it has like a Scat Pack, car's dirty, it's been raining and stuff, and you have the Scat Pack B on it with the 1 on it, now I'm going to say that is not up badging. That is actually something for the factory, assuming that the person actually has the performance stages done on the car. So I'm gonna keep that in mind. If they have the performance stage on the car, you get the badge with it. So if you see an RT with the Scat Pack B on it with the number, it is not up badging. I know a lot of people, I know we up badge Shane all the time online and stuff like that, but if you see that, that means it's not up badge. That means the RT is not stock. Now all of that was just for stage one. Now stage two for the Scat Pack stages performance kit, you had to also have stage one, so it's the same that they did now, where each stage built on top of the other stage. So the two kits together, when you get the stage two on top of the stage one, you got an additional 30 horsepower on the 5.7, and I didn't mention the torque, but you got an additional 30 horsepower there. So this is what they did on stage two. Now we're going to get into some really beefy mods here. We got the MOPAR performance camshaft kit, tie bars, heavy duty push rods, gaskets, all of that. Stage two performance PCM. So pretty much a camshaft kit, and that just names all the stuff that come within that. Additional 30 horsepower from stock with stage one and stage two. And you got more badges. You got the Scat Pack stage two badge and stuff like that. Now, moving on to stage three, which you have to add on top of stage one and stage two, you're now sitting at 58 horsepower additionally, 47 foot-pounds of torque on the 5.7, and then this is the other stuff that you get with that to get to that point. You get the MOPAR performance ported cylinder heads, you got the high flow headers, cats, the stage 3 performance PCM, which is another tune pretty much, and you got the stage 3 badge. So this is the price. I know we want to know the price of what we got, so keep in mind a total of, this is what the performance you're going to gain: 58 horsepower, 47 foot-pounds of torque over the stock engine. All right, so this is what you're paying for the stage 1, $21.95, so almost $2,200 there. Stage 2, $1,895, almost $1,900 for stage 2. Then stage 3, $4,995, almost $5,000. So let's do some quick math, right? So for all the stages combined, you're paying $9,000 before taxes. And keep in mind, you're still not even close to being as fast as a Scat Pack. Charger RT, I'm just gonna use that as the example here. It was $33,595 at the time for the Charger. You throw the performance pages on there, you're paying $42,680 for RT. And at the time, in 2015, Scat Packs were $39,995 starting out. So you didn't spend all this money on RT and you're still not at Scat Pack power, which to me does not make sense whatsoever to do that. The people that did do it, hats off to you, more power to you. But the math ain't mathing to me, man. And it's, for you guys that don't know, the Scat Pack has 485 horsepower at the crank, 475 foot-pounds of torque. RT has 375 at the crank, and we only added 58 horsepower. We're still not at Scat Pack. We're still not at Scat Pack power at all, and we spent more than Scat Pack at that time. So looking at the stages from 2014, does that make sense to do now? I will 100% say no. It's no way in the world anyone should go out and spend $10,000 on this car on top of the price of the car, and you're still no faster than the next trim above you, which it makes sense because you don't want to make this car faster than the Scat Pack and for cheaper, because what people will do is just buy the RT instead of buying the Scat Pack. So that does make sense. But there are people out there that want to buy the 5.7 and want to build the engine. As we all know, the 5.7 is the builder's engine. That's the one, if you want to mod and be serious about your mods and get the best games, you want to do it on the 5.7. The 6.4, granted, you do start off with more horsepower, but with each mod that you're gaining or putting on it, you're not going to have as big a gains, right? You put headers on it, cam, tunes, stuff like that. You're going to see gains, but not big as gains if you did the same mod to the 5.7. All that money you spent on the RT and you're still not fast as Scat Pack definitely is not worth it based on those original performance pages that they had. Now, they still have yet to announce the 6.4 liters of 392 exactly what the gains will be and what things will be done with each stage. So that's still yet to be, determined, right? So will that horsepower in the 6.4s get up to a hellcat level? I don't expect it to do that. That's a pretty big jump from 485 at the crank to 700 at the crank. That's a 300. That's 300. That's 300 horsepower gain. Let's just round it or whatever. Hold on, maybe it's actually a little bit less than 300, but still, with an engine that doesn't like mods and doesn't have a lot of gains, that's still a pretty big jump just from doing bolt-ons. They probably will not do any kind of supercharger. They won't be doing any kind of pro charger, things like that for the 6.4, because the power has to be reliable to the point where they don't have to use the warranty, right? So what could they do with the 5.7s to make it worthwhile? So first things first, it's gonna be hard to make it worthwhile on the 5.7. This is the reason being. They have to increase the horsepower on the 5.7 reliably, but not take away from buying the next car up. They don't want it to get up to 485 horsepower. They want you to go ahead and just buy the Scat Pack at that point. So to get from 375 to close to 485, I mean, you could do some of those same mods, but you're definitely gonna need a way more aggressive tune, which at that point, are you hurting the reliability of the engine? Keep in mind, these are factory back performance upgrades. So with that being said, they don't want to push these engines to the max on some of these parts, and they start popping 5.7s left and right, and now they gotta go out and do warranty work and replace all these engines, which is gonna cost them money. So they're not gonna push these engines to the max like that. But what could they do? I mean, if they do it, maybe get 450 horsepower, which still doesn't put you at Scat Pack range, but does put you at a nice horsepower range and pretty conservative, depending on how far they push it. I know there's engines out there that people supercharge, they're getting 500 at the wheel, so it's definitely possible to get that horsepower out of the engine. And pretty much a 6.4 is pretty much a modded, for the most part, a modded 5.7, just to say it in simpler terms. There's some other differences in it, but the 6.4 is pretty much a base, is pretty much a 5.7 in most parts, right? So next thing will be cost. Like, how much will they make all this cost if they want to have the 5.7s get more horsepower? Now, the thing about it, I'm thinking it can't cost as much as a Scat Pack, right? So let's put this in perspective, right? So if you buy RT and compare it to the price of a Scat Pack, you're looking at about a difference of $5,000, give or take a couple $100, things like that. For Dodge to be able to get you the 450 horsepower from the crank for less than $5,000 is going to be a stretch. It's going to be a pretty big stretch, right? Without having to crack open the engine, things like that. Because once you start having to open up the engine, add new camshafts, new heads, maybe headers, and whatnot, you're going to jump up there in price a good bit. Now, I'm not saying it's not possible to get to about 450 horsepower, I'm just saying it's gonna be a stretch to do it with the warranty and at the price point given there. That makes sure you don't overlap with the Scat Pack market and stuff like that. Like I said, you have to make sure you can gain horsepower out of this, worthwhile horsepower out of the 5.7s without jumping over Scat Pack prices. Because at that point, people are just gonna buy the Scat Pack. So let me know your thoughts on that, man. I don't think Dodge is going to do it, so I don't think the 5.7 is going to get any love when it comes to the performance pages. Not performance pages, the performance stages, I should say. If they do, it's not going to be big enough gains, and I don't think it's going to be worth it price-wise, honestly. At that point, you should just go ahead and get the Scat Pack if you're just looking at from horsepower with a factory back warranty, but you can buy the 5.7 and build it up yourself. Of course, you're going to lose the warranty if you do that, but, you know, give or take, you gotta look at the route you want to go there. So I want to thank everybody for tuning into this video. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You know, hit the like button, do all that type of stuff. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. I want to appreciate everyone for tuning in and spending some time with me, and we're gonna catch you on the next video. We are out. Cut it.